Boss, talk about your journey with martial arts because when you look at Bas Rutten and Pancras, I mean, it doesn't get more alpha male than you. You know, you're calm, taking care of business. It looks like you've been a tough guy your whole life, but when people dip into your story, it's quite the opposite, and it's really hard to believe that you came from this kid that was bullied that saw a Bruce Lee movie. That's kind of hard to believe.
Yeah, but that was it. That was the leper at school. I had this horrible skin disease. I had a severe case of eczema, and with that combined with asthma attacks. If I would play with a dog for 15 minutes, the next day I would be in bed for a week, not able to eat, so because I couldn't breathe. So really severe asthma, and then this horrible skin disease. That went hand in hand together. When I had the eczema really bad, I wouldn't have asthma. And if I would have asthma, my skin would be cleared up. So it goes back and forth. But needless to say, you get bullied a lot. I didn't have a lot of friends. Spent a lot of time in the forest. I was swinging treetops to treetops. That was my 3-4 hours a day. I was in the forest swinging treetops. That's what I love to do. And then, yes, I saw a Bruce Lee movie when I was 12 years old, Enter the Dragon. And that's when I realized if I can be like that guy, ooh, the bully's going to get it. So it took me 2 years to convince my parents to allow me to do martial arts. And then thankfully, an older guy who was dating my neighbor girl, she's a very beautiful girl, and he was the tough guy in town. Xavier was his name. And he took me on the swing and he told my parents, no, I'll take him to the adult classes and I will watch over him. Don't worry about it. So they allowed it. And then within months, I was beating the adults. And then I overheard them talking in the dressing room about me. Man, did you see the kid? He freaking drop checked with a high kick in the face. And everybody go, my God, this kid got a lot of talent. And once you hear that as a kid, who normally only hears negative stuff, but then adults are speaking highly of you, you tend to become more confident. And then I got into the fight with the biggest bully in my school, Shaki, on a bicycle. I always told this story, so sorry for the people who heard it. I was just riding my bicycle, and there he was with like 6 of his buddies, and hey, leper, whatever they shouted again. And this time I shouted something back. And I heard them laugh, and I looked, and sure enough, they turned around. They wanted to get me. So I put my bicycle on a stand, and I just waited for them. And I told myself, I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm going to take care of business now. And then they surrounded me with their bikes, and Shaki came, and he started bumping his chest against my, come on, leper, hit me. I go, okay. And that's when I found out I was actually good at it. I just dropped him one shot out, and his nose flat on his nose, on his face. So that was a problem because now the police showed up because he had to go to the hospital to fix that, which that confirmed, of course, to my parents that martial arts is violence. So they pulled me up right away. In their defense, I always have to say this, they had no clue I was bullied. I didn't want to give them that my mother had so much work with me because she had to mummify me. That's what we called it every night with the creams. And I would wrap it off in the middle of the night because it would itch so bad. I had a stone next to my bed that I would hit the whole time because I would prefer pain over itching because it would drive me insane. And then, so I never told my mother that I was bullied because she had enough on her head already. But I'm pretty freaking sure that if my dad would have known and my mom, they would have said, no, he's going to stay on there because this is the way for him to fight back. But unfortunately, I didn't want to tell him at the time.
Wow. And so that you fought the bullies and then you just kept going. And pretty soon you realized you had a talent for this.
I made a list. I started making a list of all the bullies and I checked every person off. I went after all of them. And then I became the bully guy, so you had a problem in school? Guess who took care of that problem for you? That was this guy right here, because now I enjoyed it, to finally to give them what they deserve, and I always tell the bullies, I say, you got to watch out because there's more kids like me who grow up and they find a different profession that you would think, and then they might still come after you. So, be nice to people.
Boss, is that knockout power, is it something you're born with, or is it something you can train?
Yeah, I think you can enhance it by certain techniques that I do with cable machines, and it's also good for technique. But I think it's the fast twitch fibers. The guys with the fast twitch fibers, they're very explosive, and they will probably get it much faster than the slow twitch fibers. Then again, the fast twitch fibers need an incredible amount of oxygen, because you're burning much more than the freaking diesel, so to say, which are the slow twitch fibers. So these guys can keep on coming. Those are the guys with the 35 heart rate a minute, and the sympathetic nervous system, the parasympathetic nervous system is really freaking high. And that's what us. The rest of the world is pretty much the fast twitch fibers, the explosive guys. And I think once you have that explosiveness, you can translate that pretty much to anything.
Do you still teach and train up and coming fighters?
No, I haven't done that for a bit. So I moved to Texas 2 years ago, and my gym is still over there. And I didn't want to do a gym here now with karate combat, with my auto trainer, with all the things that I'm doing right now. I'm just very busy. I do public speaking, which I already had to cancel now. So now I'm still training the SEALs. I all these things that I don't want to let go, I keep doing, but it's just very hard right now because it's busy.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.